No, I have to admit, when we made the decision, and by we, I mean I, to go with many, many more youth players than I normally feel comfortable with, I was a little nervous, especially after our solid yet unspectacular run through the Sao Paulo State Championship. I am very proud to say that after last episode and since, things have looked like I have been making the right decision. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of our Youth Academy Challenge with Ituano. If you've been enjoying the series so far, make sure that you hit that like button below, feed the algorithm, and get this video out to as many people as possible so they can enjoy our journey just as much as you are. We followed up a draw against Paysandu, a newly relegated side, and a win against Retro with another away match against a side who was in Serie B last year. We drew Figueirense 0-0, a very solid performance, and Andre's first ever senior clean sheet. We then absolutely demolished Ponte Preta at home. Took a little while, no scoring in the first half, but then goals off of a corner from Canella. Nicholas scored, Gabriel Rosera scored, and Marcus Antonio picking up his first regular season goal made it a 4-1 victory, which we followed up with a 3-0 thrashing of Maringá, Victor Reis, Vinny Oliveira, and a penalty conversion from Jay Carlos, something that he wasn't very good at last year. Remember, he missed a couple. Gave us 2 wins on the bounce, and we were unbeaten in our first 5 matches. We could not, however, take care of America de Natal. We tried. We went ahead in the 23rd minute, but they were able to equalize just a couple of minutes later. Almao added a second goal, and we just could not break through in the second half for our first and only loss so far of the season. We then beat Itabaiana on the road 1-0, another clean sheet for Andre. Now he's got 3 at this point. Nautico, relegated from Serie B last year after being promoted after our first season. Absolutely dreadful. They came into this match in last place. I believe that is where they still sit. Victor Reis scoring a natural hat trick, his first goal with his right foot, his second with his head, and his third 30-minute hat trick, his third off of his left foot. Absolutely brilliant against Nautico for the 5-1 win. And then a KG affair against CSA on the road. No scoring in this one, although Jay Carlos did bang a sitter off of the crossbar, and Andre made a stop on a penalty attempt in the latter stages of this match to preserve the 0-0 score. In fact, statistically speaking, Andre has been spectacular. Yes, he wasn't so great in the Sao Paulo State Championship, giving up 24 goals in 10 appearances. However, in 9 starts in the regular season in Série C, he's only given up 8. He's kept 4 clean sheets. He's had a tremendous training record, and we have just rewarded him with a new contract, 3 years, for a decent amount of money, $480 a week, which for us is a decent amount of money, with a club option for 2 more. So naturally, because things are going so well, Andre dislocated his jaw in training and will be out for the next 2 to 3 months. Which means we're going to be relying on our elder statesman, Saulo, who made a grand total of 2 appearances in the Sao Paulo State Championship. No clean sheets. He did give up 5. He did not look very good in the first of those 2 matches. He also has gotten a little bit grumpy. Now, earlier on in the season, remember I mentioned that we had just re-signed him to a new contract as an important player. We did demote him to backup. He took that fairly well, but now he wants to move. He's been grumbling in the last week or so, obviously before the Andre injury. Hopefully we'll be able to get rid of that, because I am very excited about the prospect of, when he retires with the club, of potentially bringing Saulo in permanently as a member of our staff. He's a good defensive coach. He is a good goalkeeping coach, and that is not something that we typically will see at this level. We have had our share of other injuries as well. Gabriel Abdias picked up a knock in training. He's been out for the last couple of weeks, just almost ready to come back. So Leo Isadora has taken his place on the bench, but we've had to do some additional shuffling because Juan Richard picked up a yellow card in the last match. He's unavailable here. So Isidoro is going to get the start, which means Guilherme moves on to the bench. He is going to feature in the side for the first time. Meanwhile, Lucas Diaz has also been out injured. He's not quite ready to come back. He is on the bench for this one, but JP, once again, will be getting the start at right back. So Saulo is going to start things in goal. It's going to be a back four of Leo Isidoro, Canella, Carlau, JP, with Pereira Silva and Victor Reese in the midfield, Nicholas and Vinny Oliveira on the wings with Gabriel Rosera and Jay Carlos as our strike team this afternoon. One thing I've been trying to do this season is be as consistent as possible, not only with our starting 11, but with the bench as well, not making massive changes. We do come into this match in second place in Série C on 18 points, 5 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. We are behind America de Natal on the number of wins. They have 6. Aparecidense coming in 16th place, having just moved out of the relegation zone. Hopefully, we can win all 3 points in this match. We are favorites, not nearly as much as I expect. They have that 7 at the back, which is going to be so dangerous for us to break through. In fact, I think we're going to make some minor tweaks, and we are going to go just a little bit wider and a bit more direct as we move forward. Maybe try to break through those lines just that little bit. It seems to be a tweak in the tactic that works for us when we need it to, but not something that I necessarily want to do for each and every match. As the caginess continues, we are dominating in possession, but right now the first highlight of the match has Aparecidense in control. But Leo Isidoro doing his job at left back, stealing it away. Played forward, Vinny Oliveira in a bit of traffic, trying to dribble out of it. It comes free to Cilio Pereira Silva. He loses it. Gui Acevedo is in, but his shot is a terrible one. And Saulo not tested in this early going. He has faced 6 shots on goal, only 2 on target. He has made both saves. So a pretty good start for the 34-year-old goalkeeper. Hopefully he will be able to play the type of game this season that he did last year, which kept us in that mid-table position and had us challenging for a qualification spot late into the season. Gui Azevedo getting it back from Lauro into the middle. Neto, the upright, saving Saulo there. Pereira Silva heading it away, but Diego playing it back into the box. Gui Azevedo has 3 men around him, and he puts it into the top corner. Nothing Saulo could do about that, and we find ourselves down 1-0. I do believe that the 6'4" Andre would have made that save. Even though we are enjoying most of the possession, we are not getting a ton of shots off right here. Pereira Silva hoping to start things to change that. Leo Isidoro along the outside. I don't know why he's holding up play like that, and he gets dispossessed. And the ball sent forward, counterattack on for Aparecidense. Gui Azevedo once again up that right wing into the middle off of Canella, and it does trickle wide. It will lead to a corner kick for the opposition. Diego Moraes looking to take it from the near side, delivering it far post. Looked like Carlau dealt with that fairly easily, but they are still in control. Played into the middle. Carlau again heading it away, but not far enough. Gabriel Carreas playing up to Cal Christian, looking back post, and Carlau with the 3rd header of the sequence gets it clear, and Vinny Oliveira into the Aparecidense end. Still with it, Oliveira laying it off to the far side. Leo Isidoro up the left wing, still being a little bit tentative to the byline. He will once again lose possession to Neto, and once again Gui Azevedo carrying it up the pitch. He's got a clear lane up that right side, and what the hell was Saulo doing? He, I guess, anticipated a low shot. Guess what, son? It wasn't coming. I swear to God, we get a sniff of success in Football Manager 26, and the game feels like it needs to autocorrect. Giving Andre that massive injury in training is just absolutely going to be our undoing. That was a terrible first half. Leo Isidoro was awful. He's going to stay in there just because he doesn't have the lowest rating on the club, but his 6.5 is pretty much in contention for that. Jay Carlos, Gabriel Rosera not doing anything, but not really getting any kind of service because our wings just are coughing the ball up. Good job by Canella to send it clear. Carlau once again with a massive header. He has easily been our best player, the flag will go up and it will be an offside call. But it doesn't really matter because here comes Aparecidense once again. Vinny Oliveira, though, stealing the ball away. He's all alone along the near side, looking to break through the lines. Oliveira into the box, taking it deep, putting it in towards the middle, but his cross is going to be handled right by the goalkeeper, Matheus Alves. He had a runner in Jay Carlos. He just, for some reason, could not or chose not to pick him out. Victor Reese sending it forward, but turning it back over. But Aparecidense will clear that out. They've got a 2-0 lead, and I am not sure what we're going to do to answer this. I think we may just need to go to a more positive mindset. Vinny Oliveira had potential runners, but he lays it back to Leo Isidoro. Again, just lingering on that ball way too long. Gabriel Rosero with it. Jay Carlos finds Vinny Oliveira. Vinny Oliveira with a lane, and he cannot hit the target. What is going on here? I am actually embarrassed bringing you this match because this is not the Ituano team that I have been watching since the last episode. Vinny Oliveira in control. We are being a little bit more positive and forward. Leo Isidora putting the cross in, looking for Nicholas. He's going to find him. The goalkeeper came out. I don't know what Matheus Alves was doing, but Nicholas took advantage, putting it home to have the lead and bring us back within one. And we still have a decent amount of football to play. I have no idea what the goalkeeper was doing there. So at least we're seeing some positive activity out of Ituano. It looks like the team maybe is waking up from whatever slumber we seem to be in that first half. Ball sent forward. Leo Isidoro cannot pick out a teammate, however, and Alves will just lay on it and hopefully send it long where we can win it right back and start the counterattack like this. Carlau to Pereira Silva. Leo Isidoro, I'm just not loving him on the ball, sending it forward. Cannot get it on the head of Gabriel Rosera, and here comes Diego the other way, and I do not know what is happening here. So Leo Isidoro, you just have not been very good. I don't know what to expect from Guilherme in this match. He has not played for us at all this year, and he was mediocre at best when we were playing with him in the Sao Paulo State Championship. I look at it as a preseason. We're also going to bring in Leo Souza. He'll take Victor Reese's place and swap spots with Pereira Silva. Maybe Pereira Silva can get something going offensively, and I think we are going to go attacking. I have not been monkeying with the mentality very much in these matches. I've been kind of letting the team play their game, but I think this is the type of match where it is warranted, because right now, when we do push the ball forward, when we do get into a more attacking mindset, we seem to do more with the ball and create additional opportunities. Saulo, what are you doing? Settle the ball down. Send it out. I just am without words. JP also is not looking very good. We do not have very many good options, do we? Marcos Enrique is going to come in, the 17-year-old. Hopefully he can get something done. I am not loving what is happening with this club, and I don't know if there are any other changes or tweaks we could potentially make, but we are going to lose a match to a team that we have no business losing to, and we're going to do it at home. Still 2 minutes of stoppage time in the second half remaining. Thiago Moraes, over a free kick from about 30 yards out or so, just taking his sweet old time before delivering it in, and Saulo almost getting a finger on it, but it did graze the crossbar. It will be a goal kick that we're not going to see. Why we had to see that highlight, I have absolutely no idea, but we laid an absolute egg with Saulo making his first start in goal of the Série C season, and I hope this is not a harbinger of things to come. Well, hopefully this will make me happy. We have gotten our 2028 youth intake preview. They say it's going to be an excellent intake. Although looking at those ratings, I'm not so sure. It looks like we're going to get a nice crop of center backs in and some fullbacks as well. We can definitely use some help with the fullbacks. We've been seeing a lot of injuries, and Leo Isidoro, with that last performance, just not really making me happy as a potential backup or third option. Might even be getting another goalkeeper in here. I mean, the C's, yeah, it's kind of a hit or miss. We don't know what to expect, but so far our youth intakes have been good. Hopefully that trend continues. And of course, as we know in Football Manager, when it rains, it pours. We not only suffered a devastating injury to our starting goalkeeper, we suffered our first loss in a while to a team that we probably should have beaten at home. So naturally, it is time for a team leader meeting to discuss Saulo's unhappiness. The beautiful thing about this is I was able to make the promise that will give Saulo the playing time he is looking for, because we need him, because Andre is on the shelf for the next 3 months. So with the recent spate of negativity going on around the club, I was a little nervous when we took on São Bernardo on the road, and of course they got the scoring opened in the 4th minute, and Saulo looked absolutely dreadful on that one. Luckily though, Gabriel Rosera was able to equalize almost immediately, but then again, Saulo looked pretty bad in the 34th minute when Leo Rafael was able to put São Bernardo up by a score of 2-1. We did come alive, however, in the second half, made a couple of little minor tactical tweaks. Marcus Antonio picked up a goal, and then 2 minutes later, Victor Reis, Nicholas, by the way, assisted all 3 of them. He was absolutely spectacular. Saulo finally started to settle down. Hopefully that will be the way he plays from here on out. So heading into the match against Volta Redonda, who is currently in the relegation zone, which is just danger Will Robinson for us, we find ourselves in 3rd place, 21 points through 11 matches. So that means there are 8 left to go. I can do that math. We are 1 point behind Paysandu for the top of the table, and only 4 points separate us from Annapolis in 9th, so we need to keep this form going if we are going to secure a spot in the second stage for the very first time in this save. And it is nice to see that the team is starting to develop some nice little connections there. Now, Nathan Silva has been sent home. He is sick, so Eduardo Maura is going to make his first appearance in the first team ever. We are very excited about that. He's probably not going to see the pitch, hopefully, because Canella and Carlau have been excellent. Juan Richard, JP as our backs, obviously Saulo in goal. Pereira Silva sat out the San Bernardo match because he picked up a yellow card and was suspended, but he is back in the side, paired with Victor Reis in the midfield. It's going to be Vinny Oliveira on the left, Nicholas on the right, Marcos Antonio getting another start up front, Jay Carlos coming back from an injury. He is fit enough to be in the team, just not quite fit enough to be out there with the starting 11. Antonio will be paired with Gabriel Rosera. I am sincerely hoping that our spectacular form in the first half of the season comes back in this match against Volta, who is a potential relegation candidate. Hopefully I am rewarded with those positive thoughts. The fact that they put the initial kickoff out into touch gives me a little bit of comfort, I'm going to say, as we have the first highlight just 2 minutes in. Gabriel Rosera along the near side, up for Juan Richard. Richard will get it back. Vinny Oliveira in traffic, frees it to Richard up the sideline, taking it deep, gets it across. Nicholas on the right wing into the middle, finding Celio Pereira Silva, who puts it home. Welcome back, CPS. It's 1-0 Ituano. Give me a nice solid square pass in the box any day of the week. Can we make it 2? Juan Richard on the ball, taking his time, challenged by Iago, so we'll drop it back to Canella. As long as we can keep the ball in their half and move it forward nicely, like Victor Reis, finding Nicholas wide open on that right wing. Nicholas in the box, cutting it to his left. It's going to take 1-2 deflections in. Gabriel Bahia will be credited with the own goal, and 13 and a half minutes into this contest, we find ourselves once again with a 2-0 lead and looking pretty darn good. Nicholas provider. It actually took 3 deflections off of the goalkeeper, off of Marcus Antonio, off of Gabriel Bahia. Either way, we get the goal. It counts for us. Not a single shot on goal so far in the first 15 minutes or so for Volta. And as I'm saying that, they do get their first shot, but it was not on target. However, they do find themselves 20 minutes in control of the ball in the midfield. Palacios out wide, bringing it interior a little bit. Losing it, though, to Marcus Antonio. Nicholas, his pass, though, will be picked off. And here comes Volta the other way. Palacios around the side as Manuel, edge of the box, squares it to Restaino. And I believe that was Carlau, potentially Canella, getting his foot in there and putting it out behind for a corner. But the last 4 shots of the match have come from Volta Redondo, and they are looking to kind of put some of the pressure on us and test out our 2-0 lead and test out our aging backup goalkeeper who has been pressed into service in Saulo. So far, Saulo has been solid. That was bad. I'm sorry. Duca around the side. Iago is in, and there we go. You say nice things about a man, and then his crappy positioning shines through. I don't know what Saulo was thinking on this one. Now, Doka with a great pass ahead. Iago getting in behind the defense, but Saulo overcommitted, did not do a good job of cutting off that angle at all, and we find ourselves with our lead cut in half and still 10 minutes left to play in this first half. Saulo in possession. We'll roll it out to Carlau. A bit of a high line for Volta. Finds Nicholas along the far side. Played forward. Marcus Antonio, who has picked up a yellow card. Oh, what a pass by Antonio. It's got Victor Reis, who has Gabriel Rosera, who has his shot blocked. And Volta Redondo looking to head the other way on the counter. Palacios up the left wing will get past JP. Now, blissfully, the highlight does end there. Saulo on a 6.4 has just been so lackluster. I cannot wait to get Andre back. By the way, the day after he picked up that injury, Andre did put pen to paper on his brand new 3-year contract with that option for 2 more. Good clearance by Juan Richard. Palacios, though, putting it back into the danger zone. JP looking to clear it, but does not get it very far, and a shot from range. Saulo thought about going after it, thought against it, and ended up winning the free kick. Let's just go into the locker room with a 2-1 lead, shall we? And we will regroup at halftime and see what it is we can do to kind of stem the tide of this. Only 1 shot to Volta's 8 in the bottom half of that first half. We do need more possession. We are going to say that. Tactically speaking, maybe we once again... Wait, what was that? Combined team shape. Something is not right here. In possession, out of possession. Holy cow. That's why. Woo! That could have been absolutely tragic. Let's go a little bit more direct and with a little less expression, bit wider. Make those few changes that have seemingly worked for us in the past. And if we can get a 3rd goal, that would be great. But an early turnover does not make me feel very good. Juan Richard, though, to send it in. We've only played a minute and a half of this second half. Juan Richard, seeding ground, Canella, Pereira Silva, getting it across the JP, tucking into that defensive midfield. Vinny Oliveira, spins past his man and just pops a beauty past Gene Drozny. Vinny Oliveira, JP picking up the assist, and there is our 3rd goal, my friends. The one I said we needed so badly. Oliveira holding up play and then just circling around the defender, making him look bad. Not a lot Drozny could do there, to be fair. But a corner kick just a couple of minutes later means that Volta is threatening once again, trying to cut back into our lead. Canella, though, clearing it away. Palacios will play it ahead to Miraima, and oh my God, Saulo, why are you so bad? I have to be perfectly frank, I'm now not sure what possessed me to sign him to the contract that we did. Dudu Miraima doing a good job of getting around his man, but again, just the tragic positioning of Saulo. It does look like it may have caught Canella just a little bit. I just wish that I had a better option in goal. Maybe we go with our 3rd string and see what happens, because it honestly, in my opinion right now, It can't be any worse than Saulo has been playing. Palacios up that near sideline. JP tracking back well. Played into the middle. Iago, oh my God, it gets past Saulo, but not past the post. And JP is just like, get this ball the hell out of here. But more threatening play from Volta. Saulo coming off his line blissfully, just hanging on to it. Slow it down. Do not do anything stupid. Please, holy Moses. This match has been so much closer than it ever should have been, not just on paper, but from the way we got started. Good job by Gabriel Rosera winning it back. Nicholas finds Victor Reis, popping it over the top. Rosera along that far sideline. Finds Juan Richard around the box. Pereira Silva with a drive. Can't beat the crossbar. We have hit the woodwork so many times this season. I think it's something that does need to be looked at by SI as they're looking to make these changes to FM26 as we head towards the Christmas season. It just seems like the woodwork is hit just way more often than you would think in real football. Juan Richard off of the corner. Can't get it past Dooku, but Nicholas is there. No yellow and black jerseys in the area. Juan Richard. Vinny Oliveira has it knocked away from him. Richard, oh, what a move. He tucks it in. It does look like it took a deflection off of Gabriel Bahia. Bahia having an absolutely tragic match on the Volta back line. The second time he has contributed directly to an Ituano goal. This time, he will not get the credit for the own goal. That shot originally was going to be on target. Vinny Oliveira knocked down, but Juan Richard, Dipsy doing his way through the defense, putting it past the diving Gene Drozny, and of course, using the leg of Gabriel Bahia for help. You know what? I am thinking we are going to get drastic because that 6.3 for Saulo is just staring me in the face. Vinny Oliveira, can we make it 5? If we do, I think, oh, come on. Easily dispossessed by Xavier. Ball thrown forward. Restaño is there, working one-on-one with the defender, gets past him, tucks it past Saulo, but cannot get it inside that far post. And I think I have seen enough with Saulo. So we are going to bring in Pedro Montavani. I know it is unorthodox, but I feel it must be done. Meanwhile, Marcus Antonio will make way for another youngster. Caio Enrique coming in, getting some playing time. I think we're going to not make Jay Carlos do anything, and it's actually a good thing because Jay Carlos isn't even on our bench. So we are going to make those two rather unorthodox changes as we close in on the 70-minute mark in this match. And I think we're also going to do our little tactical tweaks out of possession to Nicholas as a tracking winger, in possession to our midfielders as we just make them a little bit less aggressive. We'll confirm that. And hopefully we see no more Volta highlights. They managed to rattle off 19 shots on goal, 5 of them on target. Saulo only letting 2 of them pass, which is pretty remarkable if you think about it, because as you saw in this match, Saulo just looked absolutely dreadful. Juan Richard, can we capitalize and on this corner and put this one to bed for ever and ever? Carlisle so very close to doing so. If you just look at the scoreline, it looks like an easy win for Ituano. We never relinquished the lead since we took it in the 3rd minute off of the effort from Celio Pereira Silva. However, our goalkeeper situation has made things very, very interesting. But as you can see on the live table, Ituano at the top of the table with 7 matches remaining in the season. Things are looking excellent for us right now. If you've enjoyed that video, make sure you hit that big thumbs up. We're going to close out the Serie C regular season in the next episode. Hopefully we do not completely fall apart between now and then. And it looks like we are well on our way to our first appearance in the Serie C second stage. And I'm very excited to bring that to you in the coming episodes. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new or if you just haven't done so already. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and I will see you next time. Until then, my friends, bye-bye.